Okay, I'm pretty sure we're live now, and yeah, there we go. And I'm trying to listen to it on. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're live now, and sounds good. Everything sounds good. Let us know in the chat if anything's wrong or anything's flickering or if I got bad access or anything. Uh, yeah, today we're going to talk about. We're going to talk a little about sports media. We both like sports and media, and we're going to talk about the gynocentric bias in media, especially sports. There seems to be a huge gynocentric bias in sports. We just seen the guy in England, the soccer player, I think it's Ronaldo something. He got he got uh, he got dismissed from charges today, and we've seen Johnny Depp get dismissed from charges. But now we got Deshaun Watson. Well, Deshaun Watson, well, two grand juries said he was. There's nothing to talk about. There's no charges here. But we got the media, even after the trade. The trade happened, and the NFL, which is the ruling body of the NFL, said that okay, we're pretty confident that the trade can happen, and we're confident that there's nothing more. Then they're piling on. Now there's something more, and the news media is acting like this is the news. You know what really bothers me, Joey? The
No.
news media is acting like the masseuses aren't just prostitutes.
Yeah.
They're taking this boyish mentality that these are the pleasant healthcare workers that are angels.
Yeah.
And then the Texans were pretty much involved. They bought the room. They bought there's a certain amount of leeway they give these masseuses and everything, the privacy, and they tried to get them to sign a DNA, a NDA, a non-disclose, and then you look at this stuff and you see that the gynocentric bias is so great that no one can say the word prostitute. And
Yeah.
should you trust a prostitute? Would that be
No.
yeah? Okay, I got $20 on the table stand. Please don't steal that to a prostitute. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it says here Watson was never arrested or charged with a crime and has denied wrongdoing. I mean,
Right.
what did he do? Like, I don't understand what he's even being charged. Like, what these women are,
You know what he
accusing him
did?
of.
He came in the NFL, then he found out that the NFL and the teams provide a service in masseuses, which we'll call masseuses, but we both know what it really is. It's entertainment and for their sore bodies, and sometimes those things go. You know it, I know it. We're grown up men. We know what happens in those things, right?
Yeah.
And he took advantage of their offer, but the NFL provides these things.
Right. Makes
Now they're
sense.
pretending. You know what? They're like the Catholic Church or they're like the Baptist Church and the Catholic Church, denying that they they just covered it up.
Hmm.
It's the same thing. There's a huge prostitution ring called. We'll use the good word. The strippers are in saying they're masseuses,
Yeah.
and that's the truth. Now,
Yeah. He never got a massage. You're right. There's nothing to do with getting a massage.
yeah,
They just call it a massage. That's code word for sex or
that's
whatever,
code
right?
word for getting
Yeah.
your body
Sex
rubbed
worker.
down, and
Yeah. It's sex worker. Yeah. Exactly.
we won't call it the rude ending, whatever it is. It's they do what they do, and they get paid rather well. Now,
Right.
there was supposedly 66 women, 66 times, 22%, 22 of them, which is roughly about 33% of them, are trying to sue him now. And you just see the haystack effect during this whole thing. In the last 2 years, since the haystack effect, you got like one girl, then you got six girls, then you got and of course they all want that money. Of course they do. They all want a settlement. When you want a settlement, everybody wants a settlement.
Yeah. It makes sense.
But the gynocentric, and this is what concerns a MGTOW is the sports commentators are rather gynocentric, and They won't say the truth, and the Browns are getting raked over for that. For he's probably the third best quarterback. Would you agree he's the third best quarterback? Who wouldn't want him on his team?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if I think Seattle would. I think Green Bay, if they didn't have what's his name there, they would want Watson.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of teams that went after him.
He's a top. I say he's a top 10 quarterback at least.
Top 10 quarterback in this league.
Yeah,
probably
for
1,
sure.
2, 3, somewhere up there. He's very
He's
good.
up there. Yeah, he's good.
He's very good. And but the Browns are taking what they're saying is they didn't do their due diligence. Well, when you look back, there's a temporal fallacy in here because the NFL was supposed to do their due diligence, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, like you said, I think that they provided those services for the players, so they know it's probably on them.
They know it's on them, and they know this is coming back. So what are they going to? They're going to throw Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns under the bus and blame it on them. And you see a lot of gynocentrism in this. You see all those pretty poor little healthcare workers. They took advantage of those girls. No, those girls were there because they wanted to make the big bucks.
Yeah.
And they should just release what they were paid because what's an average massage cost from a massage artist?
I'd say I don't know, probably $50 to $100.
$50 to $100. You go down to
an hour.
Yeah,
for an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get these in hospitals through your healthcare too, and they're very reputable. And that's what they're trying to say. They're a reputable healthcare outfit. But we know there's other ones like the Korean massager up around the corner here. Is not really a Korean massage.
Asian massage.
An Asian massage.
Asian massage. Yeah. Unless
They shut them all down in Ohio. So what they're trying to do with the NFL and with the sports commentators is normalize that we, quiet is as quiet's kept. And we'll just call it something else pretty. Yeah, but what it really is the prostitution ring, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. People start covering stuff up and keeping secrets. I think we got something bigger here, and the NFL wants to protect ourselves, but they want to do it in a gynocentric fashion where all these girls, they didn't know what they were doing. They're just
right. They're so innocent. Yeah.
They're so innocent. They're angels, special angels.
Yeah.
And that's a bias. And the bias in media, we see it all the time. We see it in political media. We see it heavy in political media. We see it in sports media. We see it in just the if you read the news like I do, I get up every morning, I'll read the Google pages and before I go, as I'm drinking my coffee and waiting for God to come down. Because you can do that.
No, you have to wait for Donald Trump to come down now.
Yeah, we have to wait for Donald Trump to come down now. Jesus. Trump Jesus.
He's Jesus in a 3-piece suit. So great, isn't
he? Yeah. But it just bothers me that there is a lot of bias in all media, and you're not exempt because you watch sports. Them sports commentators I was watching this week, none of them would say the truth. None of them would say, well, maybe these girls weren't that reputable. Maybe someone should check this thing. In Ohio, we pretty much shut down all those little parlors. There used to be lots of them on every main road where you can go get a massage. But we said, no, you know what? That's just code words for.
Yeah. Well, it's like, they just get a free pass. Women always getting a free pass for everything.
Yeah, and the women get the free pass.
It is.
And it's like arrest the John. It's the same thing. Arrest the Johns and charge him with human trafficking, even though it's not human trafficking. They didn't coerce them to anything. The girls volunteered because they're making good money for that.
Right.
And they were complicit.
These women on the streets are probably making, I'm pretty sure upwards like $1,000. Some make upwards of $1,000 a night, cash.
$1,000 a night, cash. Yeah,
because all these simps are out there.
Right.
Chasing them down, chasing them down, and they're paying top dollar for even a nasty little street hooker.
Yeah, no one wants
to engage in those. I don't engage in those activities, but when I was really young, I did some stupid things. But but now I don't, I'm not gonna, I don't, yeah,
Yeah,
that's to
we
me,
all
it's,
know.
but it really shows how these simps are really just, they're
Right.
like sex is making them go crazy, because you don't spend that kind of money on for 5 minutes of pleasure. And then
Yeah,
you're putting yourself in a bad position anyway with getting arrested, or they're
right.
undercover police officer, or just getting stabbed, like Claire. Claire
Yeah,
could be a
Claire comes
prostitute.
around, she stabs you in the shoulder.
Yeah, yeah, Juliette Lewis, or Juliette Lewis lookalike. That's So you're better off just don't even engage. Like I always go back to, if you have to take care of your business, just go take a hot shower, man. You'll save money and you'll feel fine afterwards. You
Yeah,
know, don't
it's just,
mess around with these prostitutes. They're just batshit nuts. Most of them, they're just absolutely crazy. I mean, it's not worth it.
yeah.
But
If you
yeah,
have any like social pull or media, or if you're someone that has money, we don't have money, so we're not going to be targets of these things. And I don't do those things, and that's why I say I don't do these things to be a man
yeah,
above reproach.
yeah,
You can't accuse me of these things if I don't do them. But the Simps, everything
yeah,
from social media where they go on and send women money,
yeah, crazy, crazy.
hopes that and then
Yep,
to the massages, to the prostitutes, and then no,
yeah,
none of them want to piss in the pool either.
yeah,
That's the biggest thing. And I think that's what the media is doing right now. They say, well, Deshaun Watson peed in the pool, and he screwed everything up. Like I said, it's as quiet as it's kept.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad I'm done with that phase of my life. I think it's just, it took me a little longer than it probably should have, but
Yeah, we
um,
all tried to believe in traditionalism, and that's another subject. I think
yeah,
Tucker Carlson came out this week and he said traditionalism, but something about masculine traditionalism. And just because you put on masculine in front of it, in front of traditional, you can't trust the people that caused the problem to
right,
fix the problem.
right. They want you to go into that traditional
Right.
mode to serve their interest.
Oh yeah, it'll serve the government's interest. Go get married,
Right,
then they can
right.
get your divorce, and you can be a slave, and then you can go down that whole line of paying the
Yeah.
government and being the working class, because that's what you will be now.
I mean, the only thing Watson could have done is just wear a disguise and then just go to like 200 miles in a fake ID. I'm not Deshaun Watson. He should
Right,
have took care of that. Like,
he
that's what he
should have
could have
took
done.
care of
I'm
it
not. His name
private.
is John Wilson, and he's just driving to
Right, I'm
to to
driving.
wherever the next 200 miles. Go to a different state, or
Yeah, a guy like
he's
that
got
can afford to get in the car and goes and get a motel room somewhere else and take care of
right,
business with a fake ID.
right,
And
right,
he
and
didn't
that's
listen
the
to me.
he
That's
didn't listen. It's
this is
true.
where 200 miles in a fake ID really comes in. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't agree
Right,
with me when I say that. I say, if
right.
you just got to do this thing, man, 200 miles in a fake ID, come home the next day, and you ain't got no followers following you back. You ain't got no lawsuits following you around, and just do it right.
Right, because
And
yeah, like if you can't follow the first plan is to just take a hot shower, right?
right,
If you can't do that for whatever reason, then 200 miles of fake ID makes sense. That's why, like, the other guy's giving us a hard time about the guy from UK there, whatever his name is, our old buddy. He was like giving it, oh, it's a felony to have a fake ID or this and that. It's like,
no, it's not. It's
I'm not
only a
even saying
felony
it.
if you
Yeah.
use the felony, if you use the fake ID in a federal capacity.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and
Giving a girl a fake
I don't
ID is
even
not
think you
against
need
the law.
I don't even most of us, you don't even need a fake ID. Okay. You
Just
just
tell
get out of your community,
right.
and then just go to another city, and then just take care, then you can take care of your business there. And then, you know, uh,
Yeah,
that's
your
just
name's
give someone
John
an
Brown
out.
while you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. While you're there, your name is John. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
Or
make
even if you have to,
a little
yeah.
card up. My name's John Brown. I work at Excelsior Industries, and put it on the
Uh,
thing, so when she looks and tries to write it down and put your fake a fake phone number on there, that's not against the law. And that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. These guys take that so
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah, we're just taking that literally. Taking it literally. So you don't even need the fake ID. Just carry the
a little cart that you put
just
up
and you
there.
gotta be yeah, and you just like with these prostitutes, you have to they're nasty. They do have a knife in their pocket. You know, they will slit your throat. You know, they're nasty people. So I mean, I would always say just go to the next city and go to, you know, like I think those Asian parlors are, you know, most of them are not legit, like you said. If you need an out, that's an out. You know, I wouldn't do
Yeah,
it
that's
anymore
more
because I'm older now and I can get away with a hot shower and just save my money. But
yeah,
these
no,
younger guys, that's probably a better alternative. It's definitely a better alternative than obviously marriage or dating.
right. I could probably drive into New York or Pennsylvania from my house since we don't have those places here.
Yeah.
I could travel, it'd take me a couple hours, and man, it'd be fun too. You can grab a couple buddies and say road trip.
Yeah. Yeah, but where Deshaun Watson messed up was, hi, I'm Deshaun Watson, all pro quarterback. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just,
Sean Watson.
like
Yeah.
it shows how naive he actually is. Like he doesn't understand
Yeah,
what women are all about. He hasn't, no one taught him that lesson. He hasn't listened to one of our
right.
podcasts.
He
He
was a
doesn't know.
young man that was looking for guidance from the NFL, and the NFL gave him some really bad information.
Right. Well, the NFL probably vetted these women, but you know
Yeah,
how women are. Women do the bait and switch. Oh yeah, I'm all in. I'm all for this thing. You know, give me $1,000 an hour or whatever.
yeah,
They got paid probably pretty good money, and like, but then they realize, oh, this guy's worth 100 million. Oh, we can get
right.
more out of
Oh,
it.
this guy's worth 100 million.
Right. And then now, you know, you got a lawyer in their ear. You know, lawyers are douchebags.
Yeah,
Every single one of them. I don't
they
even,
want
you
the
know, I
money
have
too.
family that are lawyers. I don't even like. I mean, I haven't talked to these guys in a while, but just the fact that they're lawyers and they've done it a long time tells you their character. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
To me, if you've been a lawyer for 5, 10 years and you're not doing like there's something I don't know. Being a lawyer is not very. It's you're kind of like a garbage heap of you know. And I'm guessing the lawyer got into one of these girls' heads.
oh yeah, go get all your friends that and we'll take care of you. And
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Watson offered 22 of them $100,000 a piece, 2.2
Yeah.
million.
And that's a lot of money for
That's a
doing
lot.
what?
Yeah,
You're
what can I do to get $100,000? Just give it.
nothing.
Nothing.
You
I
can
have to work
you can
2 years.
maybe put a speedo on and then make a calendar, Joe.
Yeah,
MGTOW.
yeah. I got my what do you call those yoga pants on? Joe calendar.
We'll have a MGTOW calendar, like 12 of the 12, like you know, Hoka would be on the front
Yeah,
cover, of
we can get
course.
Hoka.
Hoka on his motorcycle doing a wheelie and you know.
Yeah, the Hoka calendar, him walking across the stream, like
Yeah.
he would just slide across that stream. Let's like Fred Astaire.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, but these the lawyer got in there. It makes sense. I mean, that's where it stemmed from was
Yeah,
these
what
women
seems
just
like
trying to.
more of a
It's almost like they're just trying to extort the money from them. They're
yeah,
trying to. That's all it is. The fact that he even has to offer $100,000 it says a lot right there.
right, right.
So
So
it
now
just it points to a lot of things. It points to these lawyers are douchebags, which all of them are. We know that, and then it also points to how women are just opportunists. What we talk about, right? They're looking for an opportunity to screw you.
they're cunning and crafty, and they will find a way into your wallet. And
Yep, judges,
hashtag
lawyers,
some women
women.
lie.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because all you have to do is reverse the roles, right? Imagine if it was a male masseuse with a female, and they would just laugh at the guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They wouldn't.
She wanted a happy ending.
Yep.
They would just laugh him out. It's like, yeah, you're
It's so.
lucky. It'd be like you're lucky to have her ask you
Yeah. Gosh, man, you know, when I go out in public now, I just look at like just over the years, I get wiser and wiser, and you just see how women are just so they're just so like I was at the gym yesterday, and like this one woman's got all this makeup on, and she's like her ass is like hanging out, and it's like, oh, I came here to just work out, you know. It's like she's coming in there like it's a nightclub or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, it's mating season now, so they're looking for prey, you know.
Right. It's mating season looking for prey. I've seen a lot of things around my neighborhood lately that really bothered me. It's kind of an intimate little neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody's business. And you see the worst of you see the worst of things, and you see some pretty, upbeat things going on around here. but I see some things that just really bother me. And it's the baby mamas and the women looking to take advantage of the disabled guys and stuff like that. That just really bother me.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just yeah, it's a terrible. Well, I was like shocked when I heard like the 23rd and then the 24th woman. I thought it was all settled. I thought it was done.
Yeah, that's what they said. The NFL said it was done. You can trade them. And then the Browns said, well, we'll make an offer.
Yeah, yeah.
They were relying on the fact that the NFL did their due diligence, and the NFL didn't really do their due diligence. Well, Roger Goodell and the other guy, they're totally incompetent.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
NFL as a ruling body over all these 632 teams is a joke. And maybe we have to do what baseball did and get some federal intervention here after this.
Yeah, yeah. Protect the guy a little bit. He hasn't been charged with anything.
Yeah, he hasn't been charged. 2 grand juries said no, there's no case here.
There's no case.
They go back and start doing the haystack thing. Well, we'll just get another girl. Yeah,
right.
We'll get another girl that wants $100,000.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course you can find it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know it's Roger Goodell. Well, he's a lawyer anyway. Roger Goodell.
Yeah, Roger Goodell. That's
his background is law. Yeah, he's a clown. They're all Ivy League. You know, the NFL is all Ivy League. Like most Ivy League graduates run the NFL. They have their own little secret Ivy League club.
Right.
They're like an admin, like administrative, the administrative branch of the NFL. They're mostly Ivy Leaguers, just scratching each other's backs. You know, that's so they're automatically corrupt. These Ivy Leaguers, a lot of them, they just come from these privileged backgrounds.
Right.
And they're not smart, by the way. That's a self proclaimed like badge they give themselves. We went to Ivy League. We're smart. Because I worked with a lot of these mother effers, and they're dumb. Trust me, they're dumb and they're unethical, and they have that privileged mentality that the world owes them something.
Right, they bought their way through school.
They bought their way through school. I mean, yeah, they might do well on standardized tests, but that's because they paid 25 tutors to help their retarded kid take the test.
Right.
They're not shit, man. At the end of the day, they're not shit, and they don't have a good work ethic either.
What's that lady in? She just she bought her kid, and I can't remember the lady's name. She proves that you could just walk in and throw out a bunch of money and the test score is just magic.
Right, the Full House thing or whatever it was. Or
Full House lady, yeah. And there's a lot
Full House lady, yeah. I forgot her name. She's freaking retard too.
Yeah, another female that.
Dude, I hear this all the time. These Ivy Leaguers tell me, I'm like, yeah, I didn't have to do an interview. I just met my friend at the bar. He was an Ivy Leaguer too, and he just hired me after we had a beer. The rest of us idiots, like I'm not an idiot, but like I went to some really top schools. They weren't Ivy League, but it's pretty damn good, and they're probably just as good, if not better, than Ivy League, in reality. But it's like I have to go on 4 interviews and do all this other stuff, and then. You know what I mean? Fly cross country for the last interview, do all these things. And then these people just have a beer and a secret handshake or whatever they do, and then they just get hired. And that's why I kind of boycotted the NFL because if you look at their administrative leadership, it's all Ivy Leaguers, like Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is a perfect example of that. He's totally incompetent. Nobody likes him. And Manfred too. He went to Cornell. He's the Major League Baseball guy. He went to Cornell.
Can you keep talking for a minute? I got someone at the door.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so don't trust these Ivy. I just want to make it like a point on the podcast. Like, don't give Ivy Leaguers this credit that they're super intelligent or that they're better than everybody else, because they're not. A lot of them were just born. Most of them actually were just born into privilege. They cheat on their standardized test. It's just absolutely ridiculous that you should give them any honor because they went to an Ivy League school. It means absolutely nothing. And then once you get into those Ivy League schools, they're actually like the easiest schools to get good grades on. Because the professors kind of just, oh, your last name is what? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll just give you an A. So they do the least amount of work. That's why they're actually stupid, because they don't actually have to do a lot of work compared to the students at other universities that actually have to do work to get their degree, to get their education. They just get the A, like Daddy Bush, who was too stupid to go to law school, so he got his MBA at Harvard. And you saw how much of a disaster he was. Little tiny bush boy. But anyway, I went a little bit of a rant. Yes. But yeah, don't get involved with lawyers too. Like Roger Goodell's a lawyer, so it kind of makes sense why he has botched this whole Deshaun Watson thing. Lawyers are definitely the bottom barrel of people. Don't ever get involved with them. I mean, do your best not to ever have to hire a lawyer or interact with lawyers. And I actually had a friend who got into a situation and he did nothing wrong and he didn't even bother getting a lawyer. Like there was all like common, like conventional thinking was, oh, you need to get a lawyer in this situation. He just totally ignored it because, you know, he knew he did nothing wrong and then he didn't have to pay for the lawyer. He got through everything and everything was fine. So I think that's a better approach to take instead of hiring these lawyers who pretty much expect you to pay them $300 to $400 an hour and they do absolutely nothing. They're like glorified secretaries, you know. So don't trust lawyers. And I'll tell you, I'll give you another hint. If a lawyer sends you a bill, just don't pay it. Just don't pay it. When you owe them money, just don't pay it. Let them work to get that money that you owe them. Let them work for it. Right, Joe?
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Did you hear what I just said? If a lawyer sends you a bill, don't pay it. Let them work to get their money. Don't pay it.
Don't pay it. If they want to work for it, then if they start. You know, most people that are involved with divorces and stuff know that the lawyers are going to stretch it out. And
yeah, they did it to me. I told the guy to take care of this thing for me. He didn't. It's like, dude, you had like 3 months to take care of it. I'm paying you to take care of it within a month.
Yeah.
You had to play lawyer. Like now you think I'm stupid. He sends me like a $900 bill. I'm not paying you. It's like you're not getting your money, dude. And I had another stupid bitch. She sent me a $1,600 bill. I paid her $3,000 for something. It was all inclusive type deal. Okay. And then she sends me. So I went to mediation. She has the balls to send me a $1,600 bill. I'm like, F you. That was like 2 years ago. She's never sent me another bill. And she called me. She hasn't called me again because she knows I'm not stupid. And that kind of ties back, like I was talking about Ivy Leaguers and how you know they want you to think that they're smart and everything, but they're really stupid. They want people to just bow down to their authority because they went to an Ivy League school or they're a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. But here's the thing: don't trust authority figures. You know, don't trust authority figures. They don't have your back. They don't care about you. All they care about is what's in their best interest.
Assumed authority in America that some people are authority figures and they're not. Nobody. We're all equal. It's
exactly. That's right. We're all equal. We're all equal. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's why I always call the government workers. The city workers come down the road and they think they're authorities.
Right.
I mean, they're just
policemen. Policemen are the worst. Policemen are the worst.
Yeah, the government. You know, there's a million government jobs where they come around and they consider themselves authority. You're not authority. You're just supposed to be doing a job, which you're not probably doing.
Right.
Authority was never part of the job.
Yeah, well, it's like Cartman. Respect my authority.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making a joke out of it, but it's not really a joke. It's not really a joke.
Yeah, it's real in America. I mean, we get a company, managers and stuff that I mean, one of my sons just had to go through that. He's like, you're not an authority, I
no.
Well, what do you think you are? You're just a guy that clocks in the time, It's just and for education, you're probably less educated than me. If we really, and that's what bothers me a lot. And we talked about this in detail. Just because I'm a blue collar worker doesn't mean I didn't go to college for 2 years for this and 2 years for this, and then spend 8 years trying to get this, And a lot of that entails a lot of time at school. And just because I'm an electrician doesn't mean I didn't go to school for that.
Right.
Time in school, and if you're gonna, there's this perceived white collar authority thing, and it's generally with white collar workers. Like, and it's like Cartman, respect my authority. No, fucking
well, it's like these businesses, these guys like they own these companies those companies would never would be nothing without the workers.
Right. I
Absolutely
mean,
nothing.
nothing without guys that know it. When I walk
Right.
into the shop, I do a specific type of maintenance. I do EMT work, electromechanical technician work, and generally, the flame heights on furnaces and adjusting all the little things that need to be adjusted, and making sure the sensors work and all that. And it takes a long time. I went to Brown College for that. Uh, and it takes a long time to learn that stuff, and you have to go to college too. It wasn't like I didn't do anything, and I just no, I have to learn that stuff, because you know what the plain truth is: when I walk into a company, I have to know what I'm doing, or else I kill somebody.
Yeah, it's a hierarchical structures
Yeah, the
that
hierarchy.
have those are the worst organizations, because they want to put that in place. You have to follow a chain of command, or and
Yeah, you know what? Until I decided doing a thing where you called me because you need me, and
right,
accordingly.
right. Yeah, like these, like I was thinking the other day, like working for these companies, like the people that own the company, like you're building them. They're like, why are you busting your ass, like working for this company when you're just building like the 50th house for this guy? He's already got 50 houses. Now
Yeah,
he's trying to get his 51st house, while you're struggling just to maintain your own property.
right.
It's like, yeah, work. Okay, be smart at work, and put your best effort in, but do not kill yourself under any means. When you're working for, that's why you work for other people. Yeah, but you know why? Because you're not getting paid fair value anyway. But you work for other people, so you'll have less stress. You don't have to deal with all the bullshit they got to deal with. So don't kill yourself at work. When you work for other people, don't. Well, if you work for yourself, it's different. Maybe you put a little more grit into it. But
Yeah,
when you're working for other people, forget it. Forget about it. They don't care. They don't care. And they'll downsize. I know so many people that work for companies 20, 30 years. They get, the business model changes. They'll just downsize them right away. They'll get rid of them right away.
right. I spent a lot of my time in my life working for Mobil Oil, and Mobil Oil was like just great at telling us how much we should appreciate them.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I realized at a certain point, after a layoff, I went and applied for two other jobs, and I was like, man, I just got two jobs that pay better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
And
now
you should always be looking for other opportunities. Like
yeah,
if you
always look for the
always
next.
look for better opportunities, but like if you're in like for me, I'm in a situation. I like my manager, so it allows me to, okay, I'll take a little less money to work because I'm working for a guy that's, decent guy,
Yeah, if it's pleasant and it's easy,
Yeah,
that
right,
matters. But the ease of the job, and if it's
right.
pleasant to work around, there's
But
coffee and
yeah,
leisure
but
time.
believe
You
me,
walk
but,
in.
yeah, but believe me, if he starts getting a little goofy, don't worry, I'll have my resume ready to go. Don't worry about that. And another thing too, like they said,
Yeah,
oh, you have the guy
I
had to
took a
do
better
this.
do it.
Yeah, no, I had to do like this like I don't know, 6-month evaluation, whatever it was. And I'm like, dude, you guys are not evaluating me. I'm evaluating you. I didn't say that to him, but it's like they come in there with this type of platitude, like, oh, we're evaluating you after a year or 6 months or 3 months. No, 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 no. First of all, I'm a MGTOW, okay, so I have a ton of power anyway.
Yeah,
Okay, because I only have to. I'm only responsible for myself. But second of all, like I know my value. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. I know my skill set. I know I'm good at what I do. Okay. But the main thing is like, no, I'm evaluating you guys. Don't think that you're evaluating me. And because that's their way of tricking you, like you said, they're tricking you into thinking, oh, this is such a great job. Oh yeah,
right.
yeah,
The politics and the all
yeah,
that stuff. I don't know how many times, and they never appreciated when I said the office politics would start happening, and I would say, I come to this job for one reason, and they'll go, "What's that?" And I get paid. As soon as that ends, I'm not here no more. And
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
here for friendship, or you guys don't
yep,
like me, or
yeah,
you
yeah,
can pay
yeah.
me all day long.
Yeah, yep, yep. Don't ever let them think that you're like you should never feel like worried about losing your job. You never should. I mean, that's why it's important is obviously to save money and be smart and responsible with your money. Because if you just to have backup, but the truth is you should never feel that way. That's just a trick for them to
Right.
to get you to work harder and whatever and to control you more.
You know what I
Yeah.
started doing after a while? I started every time we get contractors coming in and everything all the time, and they'd always offer me a job. It's like, man, you know what you're doing. I could use a guy like you. And then I said, nah, I like this job. I like what I'm doing. And then I go back and tell my boss, yeah, I got another offer. He'd be like, what did he offer you?
Yeah.
Like, it's just let you
Yeah.
know. If I leave
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I'm on another job.
Well, it's really why they love hiring these young guys. They love hiring guys in their early 20s and
Right.
teens,
I think they know
because they can just totally control them and manipulate them.
Right. My boss used to tell us all the time. One of my favorite bosses. He goes. My job consists of finding mistakes that you guys do.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
easiest job in the world.
Yeah. I can't stand managers like that, because they're just. Because I worked in a big industry, and like, I'm so glad I'm out of that place, because they do nothing. They just want to watch you work. That's all they want to do. They don't want to, and they're sociopaths. I've determined that's what they are at their core. Managers in major corporations, I'd say over 50% are sociopaths. I think it's that high.
Right.
Because why would you? Yeah, because to do that job, you have to have sociopathic characteristics.
Right. Yeah. His statement after that, like, you never make mistakes, Joe. And that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
I said, no, I don't make mistakes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
That's why you pay me more than you pay the guy over running the machine.
Yeah. No, it's just this whole Deshaun Watson thing, though. Like, he just he didn't have the MGTOW knowledge. He's a kid. No, he was around guys like his coach at high school was Dabo Sweeney, who's this Christian rah, Southern boy, whatever he is, and
I was listening to some of his statements a couple of weeks ago, and
who Dabo Sweeney?
Dabo Sweeney, and it was like, just God, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a total like redneck from whatever. I don't know. I don't care if they're redneck or not.
Yeah,
I like people. I like people from the South, but they are a little like they're little they got that Christianity thing. They're beating people over the head with the Bibles, or
he was making
and
racist comments somewhere, and they called him out about it. He just got reprimanded at his school for making those racist mistakes. And
who Dabo did?
Yeah, it's some Christianity, and it runs America or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. Well, that it's funny because they don't seem to put those two together, do they? How we have all these problems. Okay, you want to say Christianity's running everything? Okay, yeah, whatever. And then we have all these problems with homelessness and all this crazy stuff going on, and LGBTQ, whatever. I don't even care about this stuff, but like all these issues that we have in our country with poverty and whatever, right? And the Christianity, those go hand in hand, right? It's like you know what I mean?
The traditional conservatives made
exactly
problems.
Right.
Those in charge of fixing those problems because they made those problems.
Right. The traditional beliefs that people have, that's what creates it. And the same belief like that. Oh, these people don't want to work, or no, it's not that they don't want to work. It's just you're not paying them. Like you're not giving them incentives to work a lot of times, and then a lot of times you just treat them like crap. That's why people don't want to work for companies. They get treated like shit. They go into these jobs where they're underpaid and they're treated like garbage every day. Why would you want to go to a job like that?
Right. Yeah. It's weird, and the Einstein quote: "You never put the person in charge of fixing the problem that made the problem."
Right. Right. It's like this whole. I mean, they're all bad because to me, the whole capitalism thing, it just doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work either. I mean, the socialism thing doesn't work either. I don't think either of them work. It's like, I just think it's terrible. You just treat people like you have to go into debt to advance your career. Like going to college, you have to go into debt. Like you shouldn't have to go into debt to better yourself, or you know what I mean. Education should be free. I don't think I look at my own university, like some of these professors are making $300,000-400,000 a year. I'm like, what? I got to take a class with that knucklehead. He doesn't know shit. He's making how much money? You know what I'm saying? It's like education is totally overpriced, and these administrators that in these colleges, they're making six-figure jobs doing nothing, checking email. You're returning email or making a few phone calls. You're not really, and all that price goes towards to the student. It all goes to the student making, having to take loans out or whatever to pay for their education.
Yeah, we just went
Anyway.
through Corona, which proved there's so many bullshit jobs out there you can do from your house just by checking emails that it's almost
Yeah.
ridiculous. And some of the laws that were just passed were on
Yeah.
that subject, like should I get paid for checking emails? In Ohio, we just went through this. It's like, no, you should get paid for checking emails and go back to work and do something, solid. But no, they won't.
Right. Like my buddy who does construction and he's got, he does piping. He does piping, which people think, oh, it's easy, just put some pipes
No,
down. No, you have to be very good at what you do, because those pipes can burst. They can cause, if you don't do them right, like, you know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah,
It causes a lot of problems.
the most important guy in the shop was the pipe fitter. Look up, and you look up at the shop, and it was like something out of Freddy Krueger's nightmare. Our shop, and it was furnaces, and there's a million pipes up there. That's all the pipe fitter.
Yeah, because he tells me stories. These guys don't know how to lay the pipe. It creates. I mean, the money they lose and the potential money they lose down the line.
Yeah.
With all those issues that can happen in the future if you don't do it the right way.
Right. Yeah. When I first got in, somewhere down the line at after mobile, it was Empire, and one of my first jobs was to go around and fix all the air pipes in the place because they had too many bends. And every time you make a bend, you lose like 10 pounds of pressure. And they couldn't figure out why some areas didn't have pressure. And I was like, well, look, you got all kinds of bends here.
Yeah. I mean, those are real jobs. Those are jobs that have value, building infrastructure and, projects in the community. Not like we have a lot of jobs out there, right, where people that they think that's hard work. They think checking an email and following up on that email with a reply or a phone call or a fax they think that that's hard work. Yeah. It just cracks me up every day. It's just hysterical.
A lot of bullshit jobs in America. Did you ever read that book that I sent you, bullshit jobs?
Oh no, I know you told me. You tell me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy goes through it, and most of them are in the government, and they make female-centric jobs, and there's just a ton, and you're paying for that, and it's always a bid split. It's what we can take from the males and train people and give it to somebody else, and then make the bullshit job where they just don't do nothing.
Right. And I think that's just a big
in the government.
Well, it's part of the racket. I think the biggest racket to me is there's a lot of them, but the biggest to me is just debt, right? Just getting people into debt, and then you can charge interest, right? Interest is the biggest racket, like debt and interest, because that's how these rich people. I'm talking about super rich. I'm not talking about Goodell who makes tens of millions. I'm talking about super wealthy, like they own the corporations. Those types of people that they benefit from the debt because they make money out of thin air with interest. I mean, it's just, that's what keeps the system going. If people were more responsible and never got into debt, and what I mean by that is don't get a mortgage. You're better off not even getting it. Whatever. Like don't get into debt at all. Imagine if nobody ever got into debt. The system would just die within a few months.
They kept slaves. You get a slave because you get them in debt. That's how you
because that's a traditional idea too. Getting a mortgage is a traditional idea. Right. It absolutely is. 30-year mortgage. Yeah, get a 30-year mortgage. That's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, it's like you should be able to buy your house, own your house, and do it, some other way than having some bullshit job, paying some other guy, and then you pay the government, and you have to pay this guy and this guy and this guy. They really don't do nothing. They're just leeches on the system.
The more analysis I do, the more I think a MGTOW should just rent, because the reason is because it gives you more flexibility to do different things in your life, because you're going to change as a person as you get older. Yeah. You're going to view the world differently. Like you might want to live in different places. If you're stuck to a house, that's really not good, man. And you can obviously rent the house out and deal with that, but that's a lot of headaches too, man, dealing with tenants and stuff.
You want to get a personal loan and get a camper and live in it.
Get a camper. You can do a lot of different things. Renting makes so much sense, especially when you're retired. Renting makes even more sense when you're retired, because now you're like, okay, I'm retired, and now I can just, I can get a camper, like you said. You can travel, you can do different things. You can rent this place for 3 months, rent this other place for 3 months. It gives you an opportunity to really travel more and do some different things.
Right. Yeah.
And then, when you're tied down to a house, but you said that goes back to the traditional ideas.
Right. Yeah.
They don't work. They don't work.
Doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean they're right because you put traditional on it. We got a guy up
Yeah.
there. His name was Jimmy DeMora. I don't know if you heard of Jimmy. He was the biggest mobster in Cleveland for a while, but he was a government guy, and he figured out how to drain money off the government and a lot of things from street sweep and everything. And what he was doing, he was funneling all this money through and having fake employees with bullshit jobs, and then they were giving that money back to him. And he just kind of, when you look into this guy, if you ever get a chance, Jimmy DeMora, you look into what he did. He just exploited the racketeering that was already going on in the government, and he was just too stupid to do it and he got caught. But it just shows you how much actual racketeering goes on. And I'm looking at my streets, and they're not stripped, and nothing's mowed, and these people are supposed to be doing that. And there's one guy out there for the whole county, but they're getting money from the state and the federal and everything. And there's all these employees that aren't doing nothing.
No.
I mean, that's what we got to cut out, the waste in our, the Health and Human Service waste, where you can just go to your library and apply for those benefits. And it all should be electronic now and digitalized.
Yeah. No, they don't want to make it more efficient. I mean,
no, they don't want to make it more efficient because you're going to have to lay people off. They're going to have to go find real jobs, and that's scary.
Right. It's like scary to go hunting and fishing for your food, which is what what humanity did for what, thousands of years.
Yeah. These are the people that came in, and like every fish that you bring back, you got to give the government one of those, and that's me.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you didn't earn that.
No. But that's how these super rich, again, the people that own the corporations, live in the castle, whatever you want to call it, right? They're the ones that tricked everyone else into doing their work. Right. That's pretty much what they did. They tricked humanity into doing their work for them.
Yeah,
by setting up these traditional systems, which is how they control it. Yeah, and then they just they've created this money system, right? Yeah. That's what they did. And then that's why they make all these laws too. These man-made laws.
Right.
Most of them are just total, if not all of them, are total bullshit.
Total bullshit. Like about the fatherhood and the marriage is just a part of the justice of the peace, which was slave recovery in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, man, they don't want to lose their jobs, and we never cut those jobs after they, we got the police now, and we never cut the justice of the peace. Them jobs turned into the more slave recovery jobs.
Yep. Yeah. Well, that's why we walk away, go your own way. Just try to get away from all entanglements.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those bills that come in that you can't pay. Just throw them out. Worry about them, pay them later.
Yeah, MGTOW's a pretty system that works. And if we can get MGTOW into the system and start looking at norms differently, and instead of traditional norms, we can get actual objectable norms that we see and feel are right, and well,
that's like we talked about last week. It starts with that thinking, like they always try to tell you there's something wrong with you. Like that's kind of the thing, and like there's always something wrong.
It started from schooling and your Christianity and everything. There's something wrong with you. Got an original sin. There's always something wrong with the male that you want to do your housework for you. You're not good enough. No.
Well, and the media does that too. It's like they try to project like these men and women that are like, look like, a Greek, what do you call it? Sculpture or whatever. Like that's how you should look. Like if you're not 6'3" and 210 pounds and lean and you're not a real man. You got to get in the gym more, or like a woman too. Even a woman has, or even a woman. You have to look like Marilyn Monroe, or you're not good enough, And think about it, they've made probably trillions of dollars over the years on just that idea alone, telling people that they're not good enough and you have to look like this or be like this or whatever.
You have to look like that Roman. That's romanticism. That's
right. Like makeup. Like these women in the makeup industry. What is the makeup industry? Has to be billions of dollars. I don't know what it is. Multiple billions. It has to be. Like makeup for chicks. Like, right? How much money? What's that industry worth? but at the core, that's what they do. They tell them that you need to buy this makeup, or you need to drive this car, or you need to,
if you don't have this, the guys aren't gonna like you.
I mean, I was telling my friend, like, I try to throw these ideas out to men, like, dude, all I need is like a bed in a room. Give me a bed in a room and maybe a place I could take a hot shower. If I can get, that'd be a bonus. I can even go to the YMCA and take showers, after my workouts, or, I mean, you don't even need them. You actually don't even need a shower in your own house. You just need maybe a toilet. You need a place to take a dump, but that'd be nice. But you don't even need like a shower in your house. You can just join the local YMCA and just, I mean, you don't like all I need. That's all I need is a MGTOW. That's all I need. I need a room and a bed.
Yeah, what is that one I did? All you need is a garage and a room.
Yeah, that's all you need. And they can't understand it. They can't understand. These men today are so domesticated and soft. They can't even understand that.
All these houses are just nests, and they're nests made for women to take. And we got that kind of mentality. You got the traditional masculinity roles where I'm going to get this house. We're going to put you in there and then make you pregnant. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's what they want. And then all of a sudden she owns the house. You got 3 little kids and baby daddy number 1, 2, and 3 running around your house that you used to own.
It's a well thought out plan. This traditionalism is just a well thought out plan. Like they knew like this was going to be good for them. Like if they can get people to believe traditional ideas, they knew it was going to be good for them. Right. They knew that they could have us do all the work for them. Right. And then just continue to make us slave. And
most of our laws come from post-Civil War. And even if you listen to what's the name today and on the insurrection things today, he says most of our laws come from post-Civil War. And when we gave women the right to be polygamous and no one ever questioned that, what do you think the society is going to look like?
Yeah. Well, that's why we have to walk away from it and just try to build our own life around ideas that suit us better, not them. Because that's what people do. They bow down to these authority figures. Right. They bow down.
I don't know how many times my friend
I never understood.
You can do about it, Joe. Yes, there is something you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a lot you can do about it.
There's a lot you can do about it. Speak up.
Yeah.
Be that little fly in the ointment.
I remember when I was a kid, like I used to always I was really confused. Like I'm talking about I don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like a young teenager and even late teenager. Like I was always confused why people always made fun of politicians and this and that. And then as I got older, obviously you understand why. Because they're just because they all they do is lie. That's just all they do.
Right.
Constantly false promises and lies. And so now you get older and you see it, and now I just laugh at these people. I don't feel sympathy to. I pity them that they're so corrupt and they're so full of shit. And that's a good part of getting older too, is you can spot it better. But they're so easy to see now, and nothing ever gets done. All they do is they I can't stand both sides. I can't stand Trump. I can't stand Biden. I can't stand either of those guys. They're annoying pieces of garbage, both of them.
Right. We're just talking about the Ross Perot Libertarian Party was the last attempt at making a third party system.
Yeah.
And they crushed that. And they crushed it. I mean, there was entryism by the Republican Party on that. And then they crushed it and made it into some weird neo-Nazi liberalism that they have now. And they crushed that party, which I used to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, we need a third party. We need someone because we got these two parties that agree with each other on everything. And nothing ever changes if nothing changes. We need a third party, and that was a pretty good idea, libertarianism, but it's turned into the Tea Party, and then they ruined it.
Yeah.
It's the same people that you see nowadays, still saying that Trump won the election. Them are the Tea Partiers that were just idiots.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't buy into any of it anymore. I just think it's a waste of time. I think.
Yeah, but we'd still
find out.
We need a third party called MGTOW to be.
Oh yeah, well that would be I mean,
get together. We could put together.
That
was kind of the idea. We could put together MGTOW, men's rights, all men, and then cover broadly. This is the men's party. This is going to be a men's party, and we will vote in our interest.
That's why I think my idea right now is just step back. I take back all my power that I already had. I should, what it is, you give them your power. You know what I mean? When you engage in those traditional things like going to church every Sunday and getting married and even dating. I mean, if you engage in those traditional things, you're going to get sucked back into their into their matrix, or whatever you want to call it. And for me, it's like, okay, I step back. I don't involve. Now I take all my power back that I should never give away in the first place. And then now I just try to find out, what do I want to do in my life? What do I enjoy doing? Now what they're telling me what I should be enjoying, like the media tries to tell you, you should be enjoying this. You should be driving a new Mercedes. You should be going to vacation. You should be living in California, like when you're retired, or Florida, or whatever. No, I take back all those. No, I find out what I like and what I want to do, and then that's what I'm living for. Are those things?
Right. The social norms will tell you what to wear, where to go, where to take your vacation, where you're going to work, how to act, everything.
Yeah.
And they get you. You just become a product then.
Yeah,
you're
right.
A consumer.
Yeah, they want you to follow their program.
Yeah. Now we used to have that problem with the PUAs. They're half traditional, half, and they're always simping out real hard. And you look at Roosh now and some of the things he's saying. It's like, boy, that guy flipped, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to get. It was just always really hard to get all the MGTOWs together because feminism is so powerful. It's usually they want to bring in politics and talk politics, and that diverts from the topic of men. You just want to talk about men here.
Yeah. That's the thing. Find out what you want out of life. Not what the program's telling you. Gosh, and these simps just don't get it, man. With the like, their whole life is like, that's how pathetic they are. It's like they just listen to these women and like, oh, I gotta get validation from a woman. I don't live in this neighborhood, if I don't drive this car, if I don't have this job, if I don't have this haircut, if I don't wear these clothes, like, they're so pathetic, man.
Yeah, I don't know how many times when I was younger,
can't take it no more.
The latest girlfriend, I paraded her around the shop, like, yeah, got the arm candy now. I'm in,
Yeah, it's just pathetic, and they're so like, I'm not trying to, like, when I was younger, I was whatever. I was a little too aggressive with, not aggressive is the right word, but I was a little too, I was just young and retarded, and I don't know how many women I've been with. I lost count,
Yeah,
and it's like I'm not doing that to brag. I was stupid, but the thing is, like, dude, it's not a big deal. Like, you get like, yeah, you can show me the best pair of breasts in the world, and I'm not impressed. Like, it's not like, I'm not like, there's not a woman like.
I've seen a couple dozen of those.
I mean, and I'm not trying to be silly, but I've been with probably 10s and I've been with 1s.
Yeah.
It's like they're all the same to me. They're all like, and then as you get older, you realize these women they're goofy. They're like, women are. I'll tell you what, at their core, women are very goofy. They're very awkward.
Yeah.
If you really, I don't know. That's been my experience with them. I mean, in general. So the thing is, forget about them. Find out what you want to do, and forget about it. You don't need it. You don't. Yeah, like, how many times I felt great, like I was gonna go with this broad, and we were, and then I didn't do it, and then the next morning I felt great. It's like, oh man, I'm glad I didn't go along with that.
Glad I didn't do that. Yeah, some of the best decisions of my life was either doing something I didn't want to do or not doing something I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're just supposed to go along with that so you can prove your masculinity to the world. It's like, no, man, that little redheaded girl, she's gonna tear you up.
That's right. She's a man-eater. And then the thing is, like, the best word that we have is always no. That's always the best word, because it's a healthy boundary. You can start saying no to people. That is such a healthy boundary.
Yeah.
And you got to do it. Like, I happened to my friend today. He got sucked into it to doing some work today. He didn't want to do it just because he couldn't make that healthy boundary for himself. And I explained to him. I said, hey, you got to make a healthy boundary for yourself and learn to say no to people. And here's the thing too. If the person that you're saying no to can't appreciate that, then you know what? They're a toxic person. Right. They're a toxic person. They're not a good person to have as a friend. And you can just eliminate that person from your life. Just block them, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? If they can't respect your boundary, then they're not. That's a good litmus test on the type of person they are.
A good friend will always consider your interest too.
Right. Exactly. You don't have to say yes. I have a friend like that now. He's facing some stuff, like time in jail, because and he's a nice guy, but you know what his problem was at the core? He'd always say yes to everybody. So he got involved with these goofballs that are doing some, stupid things, and it was just him not saying yes and saying now those guys came to me with some deals. I said no. I said I'm not interested.
Right.
I don't want your money. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. I had a healthy boundary, and he did it, and now he's facing time.
Now he's facing time.
Yeah, he's facing all this stress and whatever. And that's because he didn't have a healthy boundary. I mean, I had opportunities to do a lot of whatever bookmaking, and I could have definitely ran a huge bookmaking operation, because I had everything down when I was in my early 20s. Had everything down, and I could have built that up into something really big, made a lot of money, but I just chose not to do it.
Yeah.
Because I said no to these guys. I said, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it. I'd rather work $5 an hour at the supermarket.
Drug dealer is not a career opportunity.
yeah. That it wasn't that, but yeah, I would never do that. But like the bookmaking is kind of like a tweener. Bookmaking, loan sharking is kind of a tweener. It's it's bad. Loan sharking is definitely not good. But
yeah, if you are going to sell crack, I mean, have a runner and keep it.
Yeah.
In laundry.
Even in bookmaking, if you're going to book, you have to you have to launder that cash. You can't run that money through your own banks and your own names. You have to have like a cousin or a family member, someone you can trust that can handle that cash for you in case you need it. Like you can't run it through your own name. Yeah, I knew a guy. I knew a bookie. Dude, they got him for $625. This is 25 years ago. They got him for $625,000 cash. And he lost like 2 of his Cadillacs. I'm trying to laugh. But here's the sad part about it is he died within a year or two after they took all his money and assets, because his whole identity was based on that money and based on his being a big bookie in a small town. He was like the kingpin. Yeah. And he lost everything, and he pretty much went crazy. Pretty much had a heart attack. Like his heart, he couldn't handle the stress.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but getting back to the point is having a healthy boundary, learning to say no to these people that don't have your best interest in mind.
Right. And yeah, that's pretty much a lot of women. They don't have your best interest. Women, #women. Sometimes women lie.
Right. And I think that's another thing we have a responsibility too, is to teach men that women are not unicorns. That they're not these special beings that, like you said, they carry 3 times the bacteria. That should tell you something right there, how toxic they are physically. Physically. Right.
It will change the entirety of your thinking once you start getting involved. And
right.
I don't want that. I want to be myself. I want to think for myself. I don't want to be some zombie, with I'm not allowed to say the word or else to take me off.
Stripper?
No.
Okay, don't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want you. Well, would you say they want you to be they want you to be like a slave that doesn't have any. Yeah, it's bad, man.
I see a lot of guys. A lot of my friends are still going through that, trying to please her, and there's nothing that's going to please her, and it's always more.
Right.
And you're never good enough.
No, you're never good enough. Right. You're not like.
She's never happy. You can't. I mean.
Well, for me, it's always like you need to be more like Jesus. Like that would have been what would have got me, because I was dating this Christian woman, and she was a nice looking Irish. She was like 24. I was like 28, and it was like. And she no, it's like she was so mad when I broke up with her, because she thought, I was a meal ticket, and this and that. Yeah. And now looking back, I can say that. But like the thing is, I know what she would have came at me with. I already know what she would have controlled me with, and that would have been like, you're not like Jesus. Look at this scripture. Look what Jesus did. You didn't do it like Jesus.
Like Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, that's what she would have put over my head.
What's that?
And I would have. And me being. What's that?
This is the sound of a girl when she loses her meal ticket.
Yeah. Oh, she was crying, man. She was so upset. And she was Joe. Let me tell you, she was a nice piece of whatever. Like she was a solid, I'd say 8 or whatever, 9 or I don't know. You got to rank them, but
how much do I got to pay for this the rest of my life?
Yeah, and it's like I was like no. I was like a MGTOW 20 years ago. I kind of knew there was something wrong with it. Like I'm always having to agree with her and this, and then if I had something come up, she didn't want to hear it. which showed that she really didn't care about me, right? She doesn't really
Right.
care.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my friend got a joke when we walk around the neighborhood. We go out to dinner and stuff and lunch and everything. Is we see one of those walking by us. I'll go, oh, wait a second. That's too expensive for you. Yeah. How much you
It's
going to have
so
to pay
true,
for that?
though. It's so true. It's so true. And they walk around, these women walk around like they're hot shit. It's like, honey, you're lucky that I would even like consider even being with, like, they're chasing after us. Like, if you're a man and you got your shit together, and 99.999% of MGTOW have their shit together. So we had one failure, one guy failed.
Yeah, we had one failure. Yeah.
We had one out of 2,500,000 people.
He was a
But
crack.
but
Oh,
but
no.
if you're a MGTOW, they're gonna come at you because you got your shit together. You're confident. You're only responsible for yourself. For the most part. Obviously you want to do some stuff in your community if you can, but you get MGTOW have our shit together. The women should be grateful for us to come to us. They should be coming to us. We don't have to be doing anything to go to them.
No.
We're not. We're the prize, not them. They think they're the prize. That's why they make me laugh. Even these beautiful women that might be 9s or 10s or whatever you want to call them, like they make me laugh to think that I'm going to grovel at their feet. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, my buddy always says he's got a sale, and she'll let you chase her till she catches you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're just Anyway, I'm glad that I'm a MGTOW, that's for sure. And like Deshaun Watson, if he had that information,
yeah, if he had that little bit of information, he would have been such a simp, and his life would have probably been really good right now.
Right, and then a lot of that I think comes from, again, he's a Christian too, and his one, probably his role model was Dabo Sweeney, who's evangelical Christian nutcase, and coach of Clemson, and he bought it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's like, so he's just not there yet. At 26 years old, he just hasn't been taught.
Right. Yeah. There's only one MGTOW in the NFL. Is that J.J. Watt?
No, he got married, I think.
Did he get married? No, I don't think he did.
Yeah. There's probably a handful of MGTOW, I think. There's probably a handful.
He wasn't getting married because there's so many gold diggers out there.
Yeah. No, we're just very I give thanks all the time because, like, I always used to tell Jeff Burns, like, our buddy, like, I say, man, when times get tough and you're under a little stress, all you got to do is say, I'm a MGTOW. And then all of a sudden that stress just goes away because I realize, wow, I'm in a really good spot, and unfortunately a lot of the men around me are not. They're not in that spot. They're stuck in jobs they don't like. They're stuck in relationships that are not healthy, marriages that are not healthy.
Right.
I don't have any of that stress. I got nothing.
The average marriage ends 2 years after your contract's end.
Yeah. Yeah. My stress is, well, am I going to have a omelet or a steak for breakfast? Like that's the stress that I have.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. 13. I'm checking up on JJ Watt. I think he's not married.
Oh, I think he is. I think he got married a few years ago.
No significant other.
Oh, really? Oh, so maybe he is.
Yeah, he did. 2019, he became engaged.
Yeah.
But no, they're just living together.
Well, he'll get screwed somewhere. I hate to say it. I wish him the best, but I mean, I just feel terrible for these guys that just don't get it. They don't learn. That's why we do these podcasts. We got 10 people. What do we got? Like 10 people listening, like the 10 smartest people on the planet. I mean, I mean, that's how I look at it too, because I can just look at my own life and I have this great life. I mean, I'm in a position where I can move around. I've moved around. Like I've been West Coast. I was born on the East Coast. I went West Coast for like 10 years. Then I went back to the East Coast for like 3 years. Then I went back to the West Coast for another 3. Went back to the East for another 3. Now I'm back West. I just go back. I can live anywhere I want. I mean, I have the education to do that too, so that helps. But I can just live anywhere I want, do anything, move anywhere I want, work anywhere I want, and that's because of MGTOW. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't have that opportunity. And last time I checked, I'm pretty sure you only have one life on this planet. I mean, is that correct?
Right. Yeah, this is the only one you get.
Yeah. Yeah, that reincarnation thing, I don't know if that works. I haven't really seen it yet. No one's ever told me about it, that they've actually can put evidence to it.
Right. There's no empirical evidence on the God or reincarnation.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I
invite him every morning when I drink my coffee.
Well, I don't think God's the right term to use for like the mystery that we're in. We're all in this mystery where we don't really know where we came from, or we don't know what created what. And the Big Bang is definitely a bunch of bullshit. And we know that's obvious. That's logical. It doesn't make any sense. So So hey, you make the most out of what you got, and then the way to do that really is to have healthy boundaries. And marriage is like an unhealthy. That's an unhealthy. Traditionalism is unhealthy.
Yeah,
Period.
traditionalism is really
It's unhealthy. It's unhealthy.
It's going to walk you down a path that you don't want to go down, and a lot
Right.
of minefields, and 98% chance you're going to end up like half the MGTOWs around here, divorced and paying child support and not having a good life. And
No, and that stress will continue until you die.
yeah,
It really will. It'll
Yeah.
continue until you die. They're always gonna suck you for utility, because now you have a what's it called? MO. MO. You have an MO of being the guy that's always gonna be able to squeeze utility out of. With your grandkids, oh, I want a new car. Oh, my granddad, can I get a new car?
Yeah.
These spoiled little brats, that you have as grandkids.
Take a loan from your grandma and never pay it back.
Yeah, grandma's driving her old like 1980, Honda, and you're driving a brand new Tesla, and it's or whatever, granddad, but it's like it's good. I know like my old boss, like he told me like he saved like 800 grand saved. He's like, oh, should I retire or what do you think I should do? Retire or I got grandkids? I'm like, you out of your freaking mind? I kind of like almost scolded him a little bit. Like, you got 800 grand? So yeah, but he's married though. That's the thing. So it's never enough for his what? Yeah, it's never enough for his what? You meant 800 grand for a MGTOW? It's like, damn.
Work on the death, and then she gets to retire.
Right. 800 grand for a MGTOW. It's like you're done. Like you're set. Like you buy your mobile home and you travel and you try to get some high interest dividend and stocks and get an interest bearing account and some of that, so you have a little money coming and working for you, but you're done. He should have been done, and he wasn't done, Joe. He wasn't done. He's like starting another business he's starting, and like, you don't need that stress when you're in your 60s, do you? I don't think so.
He's just killing himself now.
He's killing himself. It's like you worked your whole life. It's like you made your money. It's like, come on, man. It's like you could just tell he was this great guy, and you could tell he's just trapped, because marriage just got him. It's just gonna get you. You're screwed.
Right.
You're screwed. It's and the whole thing, the whole symbolism too of getting on your knee and asking for her finger, or or asking her parents, oh, can I marry your daughter? Like the whole thing is just so demeaning and yeah. But Deshaun Watson, because he's going to give in and get married eventually.
Oh yeah, eventually. He's a total simp. I mean, he's the beggar. He wants that, and he'll do anything for it. And he's proven stupid enough to he pissed in the pool and got everybody up in arms here. But he's not a very bright guy.
No, he's not.
And maybe that's why they're punishing him, because he's just not smart enough to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
He got caught.
I'm Deshaun Watson. You know who I am? Massage me, baby.
Yeah.
He should have just went in with a pair of glasses, a hat, a disguise. Remember Bobby Valentine got kicked out of that baseball game?
Yeah.
And then he came back in with a disguise, like a fake mustache.
A fake mustache. Oh man,
he should have. Deshaun Watson, all he had to do is get a fake. Dude, I saw these things, fake mustaches at the supermarket of all places. The grocery market had like fake mustaches. They were like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I almost bought it just for a joke.
Yeah, you should have bought one.
But dude, it's like that's all Deshaun had to do is get this fake mustache, throw a pair of fake glasses with a baseball cap, and then just go to the next town, 3 towns over that doesn't know you.
Yeah.
It's like you got, that's all you have to do.
Name. That's all I'm saying. Is give a fake name when you do that stuff.
Yeah. Lazarus got honest because if you have a fake name, it's like 3 years in jail or fake ID or I don't know what he was talking about. It's like, dude, we have to give people options. You don't even need the fake ID.
Drop all you need to do. The fake idea is very broad. You drop you drop that idea you're somebody else and you give a fake name. That's not against the law.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going across the border and you got a fake passport, yes, that is against the law.
Yeah. We're just saying protect yourself, essentially.
Yeah, there are 2 separate things. We're talking about fun and entertainment, and not getting caught up with the bullshit. And or you're not you're not what do we call them, what's a 007? You're not 007 giving a fake ID at every board, or
Right. We're not saying that. Be like Crown Agent James Bond.
yeah.
Who was a Crown Agent, he was a James Bond is just he's just a spy for like evil. Like he's not really, they try to portray him as this good guy. He's just a spy for the evil, traditionalists,
Yeah, they wanted to go back to capitalism, and they found that they want to be daddies and fathers, and
yeah, and you have no control. Think about how stupid it is. I mean, people need to start thinking here. Like you become the father. You get just look around you. What do you think's happening around you? Like these people think they're going to have a family and a house and this and that. No, she comes back from one day and she just doesn't feel like being married to you. Oh, I'm going to get a divorce. I'm taking the kids. See you later. And what are you going to do? Call a lawyer? Like what's your recourse? You're going to call a lawyer and he's not going to do shit for you. He's just going to take your money and disrespect you.
And then all of a sudden you're on the hook for child support.
Right. Then you're not only on the hook for child support. How about the douchebag lawyer that's going to get you for 20, 30,000 for doing nothing? They do nothing. They laugh. They're laughing at us.
That's the stupidest thing the MRA tells you to go get your child and make sure you.
Right.
No, you just deny the whole thing. It's like, no, this isn't working anymore.
And the lawyers are laughing because they're making money doing nothing. They're making money doing nothing. Nothing. They could care less about you. They're laughing at you, taking your money.
Health and Human Services, about the father's page, and look at that someday.
I'm really surprised more lawyers don't. I'm really surprised more lawyers don't walk around life with broken legs. I'm really surprised.
Oh God,
it's really surprising.
Totally wrong. Yeah.
They're the biggest douchebags. They are the biggest douchebags. I swear, I really think they're the biggest douchebags in our society. I really do. I mean, the pastors are douchebags too, but the lawyers got to be way up. They're like top 3. I mean, I say lawyers, pastors. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're not too bad,
they want you to. They want you to say, "I'm the father. I'm going to take care," and then all of a sudden, baby daddy number 2 is laying on your couch.
Right.
And you're paying for her and him. And through your child support, and then she's going to get baby daddy number 3 and 4, and all of a sudden that's a pretty good living for her. And
and she's giving incentives to do it. She's giving incentives to do it.
Slavery go hand in hand. The 2 tenets of barbarism that we fought the Civil War over, and they just don't get it.
It's so bad on so many levels too. It's like the disrespect that they get day to day, the day-to-day disrespect that even married men get from their wives that they're providing for.
They'll send the slave recovery people after you, and that's why it's justice of the peace. They send the slave recovery people to get you back on the farm.
Yep. Well, that happened to your buddy, right? Slave recovery.
Yeah, slave recovery came and got him. That's why they call it the justice of the peace. It comes from the Civil War. They didn't, and those people were black code people that went and recovered the slaves. It's still the same.
What's he gonna do? Is he gonna just go to jail?
Man, young guys, I would suggest just tell them no and do the 2 years in jail, and then by the time you're 22, 23, your whole life's yours after that, because they can't prosecute you anymore.
Yeah.
And then you just make sure that's your only felony. Then you can get that felony erased. You can get one felony erased.
Yeah, that's good advice. And then, I think the key thing you said there too, just don't respect their authority. Like if you got to go to jail, you go to jail. At least you're gonna
your name.
You can pick up a 2-year degree if you're there 2 years, 4-year degree.
Pick up. It's not rape city like they say, and go get your degree on the government. Use the government and make them pay. Make that cost them. That's what you're doing. You're making them pay.
Right. That's true. We just said too about rape in jail. The people that get raped are the ones that want to get raped. Probably. Yeah. I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying
homosexuality in there.
Yeah, because if you're a man and you're not, whatever, that persuasion, they're not just gonna rape you. If you put up a fight, they're gonna back off.
Yeah. Because they say that to scare people.
They do that to scare people. Yeah, exactly.
They want you just to stay at home.
Because I got a friend that's in jail, and he's like the nicest guy you're ever gonna meet. And he got caught up in some, he's just an entrepreneur. He's he just fucked up, he screwed up. And that guy, yeah, you're gonna get your eyeballs taken out if you ever try to rape him. Or, like, you would think, oh, I can just go there and just do what I want. He's not a big guy, but he's one of the toughest guys I know. And yeah, it's not gonna happen.
They make it into
lose
a
an
shaming
eyeball.
thing. They make it into a shaming thing, and males react to all that shame. If you
Right.
pay your child support and do what you're supposed to do, you wouldn't be in here getting raped. And no, I'm not getting raped, and I'm gonna make you pay. And every time I walk by a wall or a bar, I'm gonna try to bust it.
Right.
If you're ever in that situation, make sure we used to wear cleats on the tiles. One shoe, and then we'd sit there on the benches and just ruin the tile.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you want us down here? It's going to cost you. Every time you call me down here, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars.
Yeah. That's right. No, that's right. You got to outthink the system, and this goes back to what a lot of what I talk about too, is tricking the trickster. They're trying to trick you into obeying their authority.
Right. Yeah,
you have to trick them. You have to outthink them. If you can do that, you'll win. In life, you're going to win. If you learn to outthink, if you learn to out-trick the trickster, outthink outthink them, outthink these authority figures.
Yeah,
you're going to win. You're going to win in life.
Yeah, they want you to be the best slave and think that way. Like, I'm the best slave. I'm just going to be master. I'm going to be so good of a slave. No, I'm not a good slave. Not any days of the year. I'm not a good slave.
Yeah.
That's what I told them when I went down. Hey, I'm not a slave. They asked me my name. You should know my name.
Yeah.
What's your social security number? I don't know. You should know that. You're the
fight for what you want in life, and don't it's like when you get those bills that
do all the paperwork yourself and don't get a lawyer, and that fucks their system.
Don't get a lawyer for sure. I would definitely advise that. Never get a lawyer.
And when they ask you, you say, I'm not your slave. That's what the reply you give. I'm not your slave. Please release me.
Boy, this is really good. This is really hard-hitting advice here. This is really good stuff. Because it's reality.
It's
these
reality.
are things you have to do.
You got to. If you go along with the system, they will take everything from you.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you become a cost to them,
dude. I had a bill. I had this Jaguar. I was doing like 120 going from Vegas to LA, and I was like, all right, whatever. Let me test see how fast this thing goes. They give me a ticket. It was like $400. And I'm like, this is a little high, isn't it? I didn't pay it for like a year.
Yeah.
I went like a year where then I finally said, oh, well, you can't have a license if you don't pay it. I said, all right, whatever. I need the license. I just thought it was a little high, but
them are road taxes.
That was a little high. Yeah, I thought 400. I'm like, geez, 400. I'm not really driving recklessly. There's nobody on the road. It was like 3 in the morning.
They make up these stupid, absurd laws that aren't really true.
Right.
And they give you the road taxes. That's part of the racketeering.
Right, that's part of the racketeering. And it's like, I wasn't like a danger to anybody. There's nobody around. I mean, but I should have been driving more responsibly. That's my fault. But the thing is, like, that's a little excessive. Like 400. I thought.
Yeah, it's not a privilege to drive. It's a right to drive. You have the right.
Yeah, but don't break your.
Travel. You have the right under the Constitution to travel. Back in them days, it was horses and buggies. Now it's automobiles. It's the right to travel, and they should not be able to license it.
Right. And then, it's just a racket for them. And then, but the thing is, don't pay them. You don't have to pay them all. If you like pay them a little, like $10 a month or something, just play games. You don't have to like break your back to pay these people. You know what I mean? You don't have to, don't break your back to pay these people. Like, don't think that they're just threatening you with nonsense a lot of times.
I was down at ODOT getting my license renewed. And the lady asked me, have you ever got tickets in the last 2 years? They ask you the question. And I just started laughing. I said, lady, I haven't drove in the last 7 years. This is just an ID to me.
Yeah.
I said, I don't pay your grass. I don't pay your road taxes. And
they're so full of it, man. They're so full of it, man. They're just, I mean, how can and that's another thing too. If you're a police officer for more than probably 2 years, there's probably something wrong with you. Because you're having to do all these things that are not really helping the community.
Right. Yeah, they're not helping the community. You're supposed to. No. You're supposed to be there to assist and help.
Right.
They're not there to assist and help.
Right. You're not really. I mean, if it's a long-term career for you, there's something wrong with you. You have to do some analysis there, because
we need to grow this thing and start getting this information people so we can get our government under control. We see all these this absurdism out there. They're trying to change it, and then they come up with some absurd political bullshit that doesn't do no good. Now this is rock bottom. This is the core of it all here. You have to be civil disobedience. You have to practice civil disobedience.
Because we have a government that's irresponsible. That's what it comes down to.
That's irresponsible and self-serving now.
Yeah, they're
biggest thing you can do is be civil disobedient, and that's
right.
Throws civil
disobey. Yeah, disobedience. It's another thing. Civil disobedience. I heard, but there's another term. I forget what it's called. It's a real simple term, but just be not civil disobedience. There's another. Just don't participate. Like they say, we walk away. Just don't participate. Do your best not to participate. Don't comply. Yeah, just don't comply with what their expectations are.
Right. We're saying that, but the idiot MGTOWs are out there that are the entrysts. I'll just move out. No, we're not talking about. We're saying just don't participate. Yeah. Stop participating in their garbage.
Right.
Volunteer.
Give it money. Yeah. Don't participate. Yeah. Don't donate to your church, stuff like that. I mean, donate, give to homeless people if you can, whatever.
Stop driving.
But when you start giving money to the church or exactly, stop driving. Exactly right. Like these people complain about gas prices. I'm like, are you guys that stupid? Just drive less or don't drive.
Just drive less or don't drive. Get an e-bike. That's what I did. I drove in 7 years.
And then there's a lot of ways even if you have to drive to work or whatever, just get a carpool. Find 3-4 people at work and say, hey, let's carpool. Let's figure out a route that's going to help each other. The gas prices won't even affect you.
Yeah, it'll be nothing then. These people are ridiculous when they
right. You got to hurt them where it counts. Like you got to hurt them.
Yeah,
like when you don't hire a lawyer, you're helping evolve the system better because now it's like their lawyers are relying on naive people to call them up and they can squeeze money out of them. But now if you stop calling them, then now it doesn't. See, profession becomes weaker and weaker.
Right. If you end up in one of those situations, don't comply with them. Just to call them what they are and say you're racketeering, and I'm not the guy to do that to. Stop it.
It's the same thing with like medicine. They try to get you on all these medications, and it's because I had to do this. I'm doing my eye test next week, and I had to fill out all this medical history stuff. I just put no medical history, nothing. I put nothing on there because I feel fine right now. I'm swimming. I'm working out, 3-4 days a week. I feel really healthy and good. So why would I? But you know why? Because if you put one thing on there, like say you have like I don't know, like a diabetes family history, they're going to try to put you on like 25 medications.
They're going to try to put you on 25, and that's probably going to be worse for you than.
Right. That's going to screw you up even more. You can see it with like oncology, with cancers. You can see it how people don't live longer when they're on chemo. It doesn't help. It obviously doesn't work. Are people that stupid to think there's going to be a breakthrough in chemotherapy? No, they don't care. They just want to make money from you. Like people don't understand it. I sold medicine for 15, 20 years. I know that these, I'm ashamed to say that. I should have known earlier in my career that this was not a good industry for me to be in. Because all they do is give medicine to people that most of them don't even need it. And then second of all the side effects cause all these problems.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, the mama's little helper. That Zoloft and Paxil will lead you down a fucking lane to taking 20 medicines a day.
Well, and here's the thing, and then you wonder why people have sudden suicide, right? Well, a lot of it is because they're on those antidepressants cause those suicidal thoughts.
Right.
So they know what they're doing. These people that manufacture these medicines, they know the science behind it, how it can lead, how the side effect. Like you watch any pharmaceutical commercial. I just saw one the other day. There's like a Novartis has a shot you can take like 2 times a year for your cholesterol. You should see the side effects on this thing. Like I almost laughed, but it's not funny. But the side effects were absolutely terrible.
I was talking to a young man the other day. He was on a serotonin uptakes, and then he was jittery. He couldn't understand why he didn't feel good. And I said, well, you're having a serotonin storm. Stop taking those fucking things and just find ways to increase your dopamine naturally.
Well, and here's the thing. Because I was when I got downsized like 2009, I think it was, and I just bought a house like in 2006 or something, and I was like, oh shit, I might lose my house, I can't get a job. So I had trouble sleeping, and I was taking Ambien. I took it for like a week or two, And that stuff knocks you out. I'm like, oh, this stuff's great. But then I realized the side effect, if I keep taking this thing, no, it's not going to work out. Right. So here's what I learned. Like now I go swimming, like I do like an hour in the pool.
Yeah.
I try to go every day. Dude, I get knocked out. That knocks me out. Like the swimming, like my body, because when you go biking, your legs and
Right.
sometimes,
Yeah.
your upper body a little bit, but it's mostly your legs. But you go swimming, your whole body's tired. Because I do like exercises in the pool. I'm actually swimming. I'm not doing like you see people walk they walk like one side to the other. I don't do that. I actually swim. I'm actually moving my arms and legs. And so my point is I don't need Ambien because I can just sleep it off because I'm so freaking tired after swimming.
Right. Yeah. I always take a hard pedal at night, and then
right.
Back, I'll just pump. And
right.
I'm like tired. I'm like I get on my chair and I'll fall asleep.
Yeah, but these idiot doctors, they're like, oh, just take a pill and you'll be fine. And they don't even think of the long-term consequences of that and how you can be addicted. And these doctors are freaking, they're absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they get coming back. And
yeah. And I don't blame the doctors so much. I really blame their education. I blame the people that are teaching them these things, Right.
Their business ethics suck.
Right. Their moral ethics absolutely stink. It's all about money. I know some doctors. They're making. These doctors are in their like mid-30s, coming out of a decent school. They're in their mid-30s, late 30s. They're making like $400,000 a year. This is like a primary care, like not even a specialist. You're like a primary care. They're making $400,000 a year, and I know these guys. They're like freaking the biggest goofballs you're ever gonna meet. They have like little critical thinking skills, if any. And they're just not very smart. And so they just give people pills, and they don't even give a shit. Right. They're like, yeah, that's what we taught us in medical school. They're making all that money, Joe, and they're like freaking knuckleheads.
Yeah, just give.
I mean, it's bad. The pharmaceuticals is bad, man. It's bad. It's a bad industry, and then they can control populations with it through medications. And they're always scamming people to take stuff they don't need. And like I said, with the medical history thing, I just put down, nope. I don't, we're not having a discussion. I'm there to get my eyes checked, and that's it. You don't need to know anything else. Because once they get you on a med, you can get hooked easily. You've seen that.
Yeah. That's whatever the side effect is, they'll give you another medicine for the side effect of that. And then the side effect of that medicine, they'll give you another effect for the side effect of that. You won't know that it's a side effect. You'll think you're having problems.
Right. And then next thing you know, you're a mess. You can't poop. You can't, you can't sleep. You can't poop. You wonder why your life's out of control. And that all came from that one idea that, doctors are so smart. And no, I'm here to tell you, they're not. They're not, because I've been talking to them for 20 years, and they're not really that smart. They're book smart. But what good is that? What good is that to be book smart if you're getting taught education that's not really, But I always laugh about the oncology thing. I mean, it's like, wow, like chemo has done absolutely nothing for humanity. What's chemo done for humanity? Are people living longer that have cancer? Are they cured? No, and some people say, oh, my mother's uncle's fifth cousin, though, he took chemo and he got well. It's like, come on, man. Most part, people on chemo feel terrible. They feel terrible. They're still going to die early death. I don't know. I always start talking about medical stuff, but I'm just saying, like, the thing is, like, these authority figures are people that people need to stop, like, listening to them. I think that's a huge step.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
I'm about at the end here.
Yeah.
My son's
but just getting back to the media real quick, you're right. Like the John Watson, they're like, yeah, they're like a bunch of tricksters. They really are. They just make a point real quick. Like, how like it is gynocentric, all the stuff he's going through. But like the media has so many tricks up. Like they promote drug use. Like they promote drug use in these movies, and like they promote people. They want people to be on drugs. They want people to have lives of chaos. And I think for me and you and other MGTOW, like we're like saying, no, you don't have to have a life of chaos. You can sell healthy boundaries, say no to people, say no to traditional ideas, and you're going to be on a way to having a really good life. I mean, that would be my closing, argument is to have those healthy boundaries. The word no is a really good word.
Right. You can develop your own, whatever you desire, you can develop that and start saying yes to those people. They will fill your whole life with garbage.
They will. And they try to get you buy their products that are pretty essentially destructive. But anyway. Okay.
Well, I'm going to hang this thing up now. We went almost an hour and a half. That's a good talk. And I want to thank everybody for coming around and, listening, and anybody that comes in and wanders in the censored area. You're not
You
supposed
gonna
to.
give shout outs, Joe? You gonna give any shout
Yeah,
outs? I know JK, Hetty.
yeah, Hetty and JPJ, Jigsaw, Johnny, and all the guys that showed up. Who else is in there?
Johnny Midnight was in today?
No, Johnny wasn't in today. I don't know who was
Oh,
working.
I think it's Johnny Midnight.
But thanks a lot for showing up, and most of all, man, thanks a lot for being MGTOW. MGTOWs.